Hi there. So today I'm going to be making a very simple low-carb mixed berry cobbler using the Carbquik. So these are all the ingredients that we are going to need. You're not going to need the full 2 sticks of butter, but you're going to need more than 1 stick of butter, a mix of different berries. You can choose, if you want to just do like a blackberry cobbler or raspberry or something like that, you can just choose those, but I'm doing a mixed berry. Heavy whipping cream, Carbquik, and then a granular sugar substitute. I'm using Swerve. So the first thing we're gonna do is melt about half a stick of butter, and that's gonna go for making the cobbler topping. It's like a biscuit type of topping, so I'll get started with that first. Alright, so I just got the dry ingredients put together. That's 2 cups of the Carbquik and 1/3 a cup of your granular sugar substitute. So you're just going to mix the dry ingredients together, and then when the butter is done melting, I'll be adding that along with a 1/3 of a cup of heavy whipping cream to the biscuit mix. Alright, so I just added a 1/2 cup of the heavy whipping cream to the mix, and now that the butter is melted, I'm just going to add that right in. And just keep working with the biscuit dough until it becomes like crumbly like this. Crumbly is what you're looking for, not still a bunch of dry flour. So you're gonna have to keep working in the liquids until you reach this level of crumbles. As you can see, it's all still like, it's all wet. It's not still dry flour. So you want it to be this consistency where it's like crumbly, so you have a crumbly top for your cobbler. Okay, so now that that has been mixed together, we're gonna get started on the berry part. So I'm just going to start out melting, I'll probably go ahead and start out melting the 1/2 stick of butter and add the berries and see how much more butter we will need. Once the butter is pretty much melted down, you can go ahead and add in your berry mix. The berry mix, especially if you're going from frozen, you are going to have to cook out some of the liquid, so just be aware of that. And then I'll show you, it needs to thicken up, so we're also going to be adding some of the sugar substitute, but the butter is also helpful for thickening it up so it has more of that berry consistency. That cobbler consistency. Okay, so I added the berries, and I went ahead and added another 1/2 stick of butter, so that's 1 full stick so far. And it was a 1/2 of a container of berry mix, which was, I think, approximately 8 ounces. So if you're making more, you're going to have to add more butter, obviously. But I'll show you how this will thicken up so that it's more like a cobbler consistency. Alright, so once the rest of the butter has melted down completely and the fruit is no longer frozen at all, then you're going to slowly start to add in your sugar substitute. Make sure it's granular sugar, a granular sugar substitute, I mean. And I'm going to start with a 1/3 cup of that and then test it to see if it's to the level of sweetness and also thickness that I need. Oh, I also forgot to mention that I am going to be adding just a little bit of collagen to this mix, again, to help it thicken up and get more of that like cobbler, like gel-like consistency. I believe you could still achieve this without the collagen. It's just an easy fix for me. Alright, so I ended up adding about 2 scoops of the collagen into here. And then I taste tested it, and it wasn't quite sweet enough for my liking, so I added another 1/3 cup of the granular sugar substitute. And now I'm just allowing some of the excess liquid to kind of cook out so that it's a thicker consistency. It's almost there, but it still needs to cook down just a little bit. Okay, so this is probably cooked down enough because while it's still, if you can see, it's still a little bit on the liquidy side, the biscuit topping is going to absorb some of that excess moisture in the oven. So it will, this is like perfect to put it in the pan and then get it popped into the oven to finish the thickening up process. So I just poured it into the oven pan, and now I'm just gonna start scooping the biscuit mixture onto the top, just like so. You know, you're gonna want to just kind of like crumble it right on top of there. So I'll finish doing that. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop this in the oven and follow the biscuit baking directions on the Carbquik box, which is 350 for about 12 minutes. So I'll get that started and then I'll show you the final product. All right, so I just pulled it out of the oven and it ended up needing about 20 minutes or so. I'm not sure, maybe there was a little extra liquid in there this time. But you're gonna wanna let it cool down for just a minute before you end up serving it, just so it can kind of harden up. All right, and this is the final product scooped out. Let me know in the comments what you think, and be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to see all the new recipes I'm going to be coming out with soon. All right, thanks so much, guys. Enjoy.